So this evening we're having one of our first Fifth Sunday sings in a long time. It's actually my first one ever. I've only been here about a year and a half, never done a Fifth Sunday sing, and we're looking forward to that. There will be a video coming out. However, we're not going to be able to live stream, so you get to listen to a short devotion from me this evening, which is good because it's only going to be 5 minutes. It's not going to be 45, so I know you'll appreciate that. But in the Bible, in the book of Matthew, chapter number 5, this really stood out to me. I'm not going to take full credit, as this was actually a product of one of my college lessons. Matthew chapter number 5, verse number 6 says, "Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled." It's just a very practical thought this evening on how hungry are you? We read this verse over and over again, and we kind of just get used to, we got to be hungry for God, got to be hungry for righteousness. And then I just went back to a really practical example back in my life on how many a times Mom would cook something. She would make dinner, or she'd make lunch, or something like that, and I'd be starving. I mean, a teenage boy, you wake up starving, you go to sleep starving, you're just starving all the time. But Mom would start cooking and start making, what she was going to make that evening, be it pizza, pasta, whatever she's making. I'd find myself hungry, and I'd go to the snack bar and get an Oreo, and get 2 Oreos, and 3 and 4, and before I know it, I've ate 5, 6, 7 packs of Oreos. And then you go and you eat supper, and you're not too hungry. And your mom asks you, well, why aren't you hungry? And you try to make excuses, that, time's gone on, I'm just not hungry anymore. And then the truth comes out. All the Oreo wrappers in the trash can that Mom finds, and you've been eating too many Oreos to be hungry anymore. And we may laugh and joke around about that illustration, but the fact of the matter is it's really the truth in our spiritual life as well. As believers, I believe each and every one of us, after we get saved, have a hunger to be able to hear from God, a hunger for righteousness, a hunger to be spiritually mature. And if we don't have a hunger, there's a big problem with how mature we are as Christians. But as we grow, we should long, we should hunger, we should thirst after being more mature, after righteousness. However, one of our main problems is as Christians today, we're eating too many Oreos. God has already prepared our meal. He's got it right here for us. All we have to do is open it and read it. But our problem is we find all these little Oreos, all these little snacks that we snack on, be it watching TV, be it going out with friends. Now, is all that sin? Of course not. But whenever we find ourselves not hungry anymore, it's because we've already snacked on what the world has given to us. And the truth of the matter is you can't stay hungry all the time. There comes a point to where you eat so much that you just can't eat anymore. And that's how the Lord made us as spiritual beings as well, that we are hungry for a season, but we can quickly fill ourselves up with certain Oreos, certain little snacks. And here Matthew chapter number 5 says that blessed are they which hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. The Bible promises us that if we hunger, we will be filled. Now, what's the only reason that you're not going to be hungry, you're not going to want to eat? It's because you're not hungry anymore, right? I know it sounds simple, it may sound stupid, but it's the truth. Whenever we're not hungry, it's because we have already filled ourselves instead of allowing God to fill us. So let me ask you this question this evening. How hungry are you? How many Oreos have you been sneaking under the table before actually getting to the main course of the meal and studying God's Word? Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled.